The last few years, like 2 years ago, I rode it a little bit. Last year, I didn't get it to. Yeah, it's fun. Like riding.
I love it.
Oh, Diana, you're walking too. Okay. You got your mute on too. You're talking to me. I love when people are talking to me in mute. I'm like, so funny.
I forgot my medications at home and I have a 3 o'clock client. So I'm like running home to get them and then I'm back to there. So.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, just stay tuned. Okay. We are recording at this point in time. So thank you. I'm going to get started with everybody. Can you see me? Good. You guys can see me?
Yep.
Okay. So we got quite a few people on there. Yeah, you can't see. Get in under the light then. Get under the light. Okay. Go to the light, my friend. And then we have a number of people at home or in the offices off-sites. So I know we got somebody else coming in. I hear a voice from out there.
She's a really refreshing.
Okay. Okay. So thank you for being online, Zooming, or in person here. There's lots going on, and we wanted to have a meeting to get everybody on the same page, give you an opportunity to ask questions. So if you're Zooming in and I ask a question, please feel free to unmute and let your voice be heard, because I know we've got about half the team online and half, well, I'd say a third online, a third here. Where's the other third? Where are they?
We're less than half anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Where are they? So the first thing I was going to do was going to do an icebreaker, but because most of you are over there online and not here in the room, what I'm going to have you do is do a quick introduction. So rather than doing an icebreaker, because you guys will be icebreaking and they'll be just watching you, is do a little quick introduction. And I'm going to have you guys online do an intro too. So I'm going to start with the group here and then go to the people online, because we have a lot of new faces, and because we have so many facilities and people are teaching at or training at different places that you don't always cross paths. You might see a name and you're like, who the heck is that? What are they doing? Are they actually on the team? I actually had some people saying to me there was foreigners as far as not from a foreign country, but not on the personal training team. On the weight room floor, it's like, oops, yes, they're actually on our team now. You just didn't get to know them yet. So I think it's important, these meetings are really important for us to make sure that we all know who's who in the zoo, and that when you're on the floor, people can recognize you, which I'll bring up that in a moment too, about people recognizing you. So for the people that are here in the room, when you get your turn, you're going to come right up here so they can also get to know who you are. Okay, sound good? Okay, so what I'd like you to do is just introduce yourself and a little bit about, what type of training you do, kind of your specialties, because some of you have really honed in on specialties. So, give people some information about what you do, because also I think it's important as trainers that if someone has a skill that isn't in your toolbox, that you know who to refer to. So for example, not in my toolbox is nutrition. Right? So I am going to rely on anyone in this room who says nutrition is in their toolbox, right? And so that's important for me to know as a trainer, because if I'm doing reformer training and I got people asking me dietary things, I'm like, out of my scope, right? Who should I refer to? Okay, so that's me. So I'm going to say I am training currently, but my focus is reformer Pilates training. So that is my focus. For those of you who may or may not know that, because you haven't been at the academy, I do have a reformer here. We might be getting more.
Yes.
We might be getting more, which means I need more reformer trainers, and I'm going to talk more about that. So I need more people training one-on-one reformers, because it's in high demand, and I can't keep up, and I'm saying no to people, but I have nobody to move them to. Okay, so Chris, you're up. Dun dun dun, the floor.
This right here?
Yeah, right here. They can see you.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name's Crispin Miranda. So my specialty.
And these people too.
I'm sure some of you have seen me
These
around.
people and those people, very tricky.
Yeah. So many crowds. So again, Crispin Miranda. My specialty specialty is strength and conditioning and athletic training as well too, and a little bit of injury rehab as well too. So just had a lot of experience just in all kinds of strength sports, powerlifting, strongman, and now Olympic weightlifting. So that's where I kind of draw my specialty and my experience to my clients there, to their goals. So yeah, that's pretty much me. So
Okay, love it. Totally outside of my realm of training, so
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, thank you, Chris. Yeah. I was gonna say Barbie, but barbell.
That's right. My name is Henrik. I'm primarily just the manager at the Bond at Bankers Hall location. As far as personal training goes, most of my clients at this point are more like weight loss oriented and strength training. I do enjoy trying to get people out of their comfort zones and just like trying to help them find things that they like to compete in. So I've had clients go from like weight loss into powerlifting or even just doing like triathlons. So.
Okay.
Irene,
Hey,
new to the team.
I'll do a 360. There, so everybody can see me.
Okay, my name's Irene. I've been in the industry for 21 years. I have a science background because I had a double career being a single mom. So I was in the dental field for many, many years. I retired from dentistry. I switched my focus in 2012, full-time PT, part-time dental. I was in the clinical science team with the only dental pharmaceutical company as well too, as patient education is my strength. So I'm DTS trained, fundamentals, powerlifting, kettlebell. I work with mostly older, very stressed women and lowering their cortisol level. Rehab is my specialty. I am a fascial stretch therapy practitioner. And so working with the structures and also working neurologically with the brain connecting is super important because everything starts with a thought is action, action is behavior. So that's a little bit about me.
Love it. Did you
And
tell
I
them about
teach-
fascial stretch?
Yes, fascial stretch therapy, and I also love to teach, and I'm teaching again, and so come out to Latin cardio whenever you can.
Awesome, awesome. Center stage, spotlight on you.
Hey guys, my name is, well, you know me as Ritz, most of y'all, so my name is Ritz, like the cracker. My training specialties include strength and conditioning, and basically along the realms of functional training, hypertrophy, HIIT as well. And when it comes to, and also I do specialize in kettlebell training as well, to point that out. And currently, of course, when it comes to my clientele that I've been had in the past, over the past 2-3 years or so, has been more in terms of general wellness and more on weight loss and or fat loss. So it delves more along the lines of just functional training in terms of personal training. But my specialties are like I just mentioned.
Okay, you know what? Now I have forever imprinted in my mind Ritz cracker box.
Well, easier because
Whenever I see you now, it's a Ritz cracker box. Okay,
No,
they're
we-
much easier to remember.
No, people do that. Like I have my friends who I met at MRD, they were exchange students over in Germany and stuff. When they see Ritz crackers, they send me photos today. Although my mom nicknamed me this because she wanted the Ritz Carlton, but
Ritz Carlton, I would have gone with Ritz Carlton. All right, Jimmy, come on up. We're just in a quick introduction to, you have to go center stage so they can see you.
Hello.
And these guys, don't
Hello.
know them.
My name's Jody, and I've been in, one of my specialty in personal training is really just complete functional fitness, and I specialize probably in people that are in pain and want to get out of pain, and full body movement patterning, lots of mobility work, strength, that's.
All right, awesome, thank you. Okay, Jesse. Wherever you can see yourself in the camera.
Hi, I'm Jessie. I've been in personal training for a little while and same teaching for a long time. My specialty is core strength training and marathon, ultra, all sorts of running, sports as well. I coach basketball, I coach running. So that's my specialty, although my clients range from injury management, post-injury, as well as I do have a couple with weight loss, but they are also tied to injury management. So I do a lot of core focus to get them back in the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
Nice.
me. Okay.
Awesome. Kara. workout.
I'm Karen. I've been with Heaven since I joined as a member in '82, so I know some of you went around. I started as a instructor.
They weren't even born.
I know.
I'm sorry, I just threw that in there, I'm sorry.
Well, you were there too.
I was there too.
Anyways, started instructing, did some private training, but I'm a school teacher, did 40 years in the business, and as I've gotten younger, I'm more focused on functional training and working with clients that I can appreciate how they feel at certain ages, but I've sort of done it all. And thank you.
Yeah, nice, I bet.
Hey everybody, I'm Lana. I've been in the fitness for, before many of you were born, coming up 40 years. Almost 40 years I've been in the fitness industry for. So anyways, my specialty is Pilates, core, balance training, functional training, and fun. So,
Fun is always good.
Yeah, fun is good. I teach a lot, so can I have some food?
Yeah, have some food, you need food. Ricky?
Hello, my name is Ricky. So I've been in the fitness industry for, I think this would be my 15th year. So for a long time I focused on physical transformation. I've been through huge weight fluctuations, up to 80 pounds, gaining, losing. So for a long time I was doing that. Worked for a company that specialized in 12-week transformations. But recently, as I'm getting older, I find out a lot of people are just moving weight around. So now I'm doing this very unconventional thing where I try and give really unique cues to get people to drive tension to the muscle and sustain it in the muscle so they can make training as effective as they can.
Nice.
So effective that people can hit muscle failure just with body weight or the weights that they're usually moving around. You can probably deduct 50 to 60% off their, their usual training weight. So that's what I'm focused on right now.
Nice. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna bring you guys all to them here in the room. So if it's shaking a bit, it's because I start laughing at something that's said. So I'm gonna pin you one at a time and you can talk to the group here. So let me just get you on gallery here. Gallery. Okay, I see Diana smiling, so we're gonna bring her up first. So I'm gonna pin you, Diana. Are you ready? Okay, Diana, do you see her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try not to giggle and laugh and do like this. Okay, go Diana.
She's muted.
You're muted.
She knows, she's just trying to fix it.
Sorry, I couldn't get back to the right screen to unmute myself. Hi, I'm Diana. I have been teaching fitness classes since 2009 and personal training at the Academy Heavens since 2015, actually. So good times. I primarily work with women, but I have a couple hangers on, a couple guys that I still train, and they're a great time. So we still crush it with them. I work on a little bit of rehab, pelvic floor therapy, talking to women about getting stronger into their 100. So I really push people to lift as heavy as they can safely, functional training. I also incorporate Pilates, mat Pilates with a lot of my clients because I feel like that's really important. And I will never stop talking about it. So I'm sorry if you guys are getting bored of this. My Slow Girl Run Club, Tuesdays at 6:30. All women welcome, no sign up required. It's totally free. So yeah, if you have any females in your life or if you are wanting to run yourself, you can always join me on Tuesdays at 6:30. We start at the front desk.
All right, you know what, you're leading me into, I'm gonna talk about fitness trends here, and your run club is a big thing, so, thank you, Diana. Okay.
Thank you.
So, I'm gonna go over to Dawn, who is walking in the park somewhere.
Hello, team. Hello.
Just a minute, don't start yet, I gotta spotlight you first.
Okay.
Okay, now you're spotlighted, okay, go.
Hello, team. I'm sorry, I was hoping to be there today, but as luck would have it, my son took my car, so I'm running home to my home office to join you all. Anyways, welcome to the new recruits. Yeah, I've been with the club for 25 years. I specialize in nutrition, most recently mat Pilates, soon reformer Pilates, functional strength, injury management, and kind of cater to a myriad of clients. But I have to say my passion is with people that are ready to kind of leap into a renewed sense of vitality and need help optimizing hormones. So that's my shtick.
Love it. Love it. This recording is going to be really fun with me turning the camera and putting different people on. Okay, so Guy, you're up next. Let me just get you spotlighted here. Oops. Wait, I still have Dawn on. I don't know why. I'm going to remove her from the spotlight so you have 100% spotlight. Okay, there you go. You're on.
Hello, everyone. I'm Guy. I've been with Heavens for about 16 years. Personal trainer for about 26 years. Currently at 909 Fitness. That's where you can see all the towels behind me. I'm a former speed skating coach. I specialize in circuit training, metabolic training, functional training. I teach classes. I just had a class at noon here, more sports orientated. And I think that's it for now.
Don't be shy. Tell them about the medals you just won.
I occasionally still skate in speed skating competitions at a master's level. So my last trip was in England in November, and I came away with a couple of silver medals.
Nice.
Good job, Guy.
Rock star. Okay. All right. Who's up next? Ron, I don't know if you can put your camera on or not. Yeah? Okay. Okay, I'm going to replace Ron on the spotlight. Here we go. You're not talking, are you? I think you're muted.
No, okay, can you
Oh, yeah,
hear me?
now we can
Okay.
hear you.
I had to reinstall. I had to reinstall my Zoom, so I had to change the settings. Anyway, I'm Ron. Hello, everybody. Excuse me. My passion is teaching, but I try to incorporate my personal or my philosophy of teaching into personal training. Over the last 4 years, I've dealt with cancer, and I've trained myself through my prostate cancer treatment, and I became certified in teaching and training, personal training cancer patients. So I know that's that's something nobody wants to talk about, but I've followed some standards, guidelines for cancer treatment, and I've developed I think a unique program to help somebody go through that. And I turned 65 a couple of weeks ago, and I think I'm in a real good position to help people in their last or in their later life. Anyway, that's it for me.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Ron. All right, thank you so much. Okay, moving on to Sina. Sina, you still there? Looks like he had to walk away from the front desk. He's helping a client right now. Who am I missing? Sarah, you're up next. Oh, you're looking pretty cool. So
thank you. I was in the car. I didn't make it. I got stuck in Panorama. Didn't have enough time to make it all the way down.
You're on.
So I've been in the fitness industry since 2010. I've been with Heavens 5 years, and I focus on orthopedic exercise, injury rehab, and prevention. However, I'm currently injured, so I'm not taking on any new clients. I have my 4 lifers, and I'm sticking with them and just kind of venturing into some other opportunities with Heavens while I nurture this injury, and hopefully I'll be back in a couple months. They say about 3 to 6 months to go. So fingers crossed I make a full full turnaround and I can get back to the training floor. I kind of miss working out completely. I had to totally tone it down, so I'm very sad about it.
Yeah.
But focusing on getting better every day. So yeah.
That's why you're wearing your sunglasses, because you're crying underneath there.
I know. Here.
I'm crying underneath there.
I'm so sad.
So sad. Okay, so I got Ron. Cinna's not back yet. All right, next up, we have Melissa. Wow, we got a big team, hey? You're on. Melissa?
She cannot hear us.
She can't hear.
You can't hear us? And you cannot see us. And we cannot see you. And we can see you again. Can we hear you though? Shake your head if you can't put on your mic.
No, she's not.
Okay, no worries. Okay, no mic for her. Cinna's still not back. So, last but not least, we're turning to G. Now, G, do not look at the camera. Okay, wait, don't let, he's driving. All these people driving, it's like, don't look at the camera. Look ahead. Okay, so we're gonna be looking at the side of your face, okay. Oh, G,
are we good?
Never mind, wait a minute, we're going side by side on this one. Okay, so G, don't give away everything yet, just your personal training, okay?
Okay, hi everyone. I've been in the fitness industry since 2013. I am currently the general manager at the ARC Resources location. Coming from the YMCA, I used to specialize in active older adults, but coming to Calgary and working in the corporate setting, it's kind of more general fitness, anywhere from a hockey athlete to people wanting to do half marathons and obviously the weight loss. That's probably about it.
Okay, that's it for you now. That's it. Okay, did I miss anybody? If I did, just unmute yourself and say, I'm going to talk now. Okay, so I'm going to go back to pinning myself. Or maybe not. Let me just see. Zoom has done this new thing where you have to like go roundabout to pin yourself on here. Okay, so I'm going to put you down. I'm going to put you guys down for a moment and continue on. Don't know why it's not spotlighting me anymore. Oh, Cinna, you're back. Never mind. I was going to spotlight myself, but you're going to go on. Okay, wait for it. Okay. You're now on screen.
Okay, I have to remove and talk. I think it's better quality of speaking. Sorry, I'm a little busy in Sirius Center. We usually get busy in this time. My name is Cinna. My specialty is actually I'm a performance coach with background playing and coaching soccer. So I'm kind of a sport coach and conditioning. My specialties functional training, HIIT training, injury prevention and recovery. And happy to be here with you guys.
Great, fantastic. We're happy to have you here with us. Okay, so I'm going to try and put this down. Okay, thank you. I love that you said you're busy there. We appreciate when things are busy.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, you guys, I'm going to have a moment here. I know I am the speaker, but for some reason, it's not giving me full view of myself. And you guys will probably want that on the recording. Okay, and now I'm taking you off. Okay, all right, so if you can mute if you are driving, and I'll bring G on in a moment again. So I'm just going to continue with the meeting. Okay, so lots of things going on. Number one, just listening to all of you. We have an incredible team with depth. Like there's so many different specialties on our team that even just hearing it again, I'm like, you know, that's really impressive. Like we can manage so many different kinds of clients that come through our facilities. So kudos to all of you. Like, you know, it's we have an incredible team. So let's just start there. Many of you have been with the team for a long time. Some of you are brand new coming to the team. We have forged the personal training world together for many of you. Like Karen's been around since personal training first became popular. First trainer ever in the whole world. No, I'm kidding. But things are always changing and evolving. And this is why it was really important to have this meeting at this time, because we do have a major change happening. As some of you may have seen already on Group X Pro, we made the announcement of Lisa, who's been with the company over 30 years, who's moving into retirement and has been managing the personal training team from the logistics side, the administrative side of what we do. So all PT inquiries go to her, all new trainers and agreements and contracts go to her, and she was really fielding all of that side of personal training. My part of the personal training world was to be in the forefront as far as face-to-face with all of you, and also any upskilling, upgrading, education that we wanted to do, opportunities that we saw that way. So that was kind of always my role. So moving forward, with Lisa leaving us, and we'll come back to you later, with Lisa transitioning, we are moving different people within the organization into new responsibilities. And so that's why I told G to hold it for a moment, and he still can't look at us. But G is going to be taking on the roles and responsibilities of the personal training department that Lisa was doing. And he will be working very closely with me on just reevaluating the personal training department and saying, you know, this is what we've done, this is where we've been successful, but now moving forward, what else could we do? What else can we do? How can we improve? And all of that. So I'm going to bring G back just to say, a word to you, because in April, he will be your person that you will be communicating with, like you were with Lisa. So G, I hope you're still on here and still driving. Or
I'm still driving.
You're still driving. You haven't left the road yet. Okay, excellent. Okay, so I'm going to add you to the spotlight. Okay, go ahead and speak to whatever you want to say before you officially start your job.
Hello everyone again. I'm really excited to take on this role. As you know, Lisa had a lot on her plate, so I'm really glad to work with Helen and just revamp the personal training that we do at Heavens, and trying to have it still like the high standard that it is in Calgary, but trying to elevate that to obviously the next level. So I'm looking forward to chatting with you all, and yeah, excited to see what the next couple of months and years look like.
Yeah. Awesome, thank you. I'm taking you back off. I feel like I'm becoming the master of this whole technology thing of on, off, on, off. All right. The video will be very entertaining for those people who watch it. For this. So yes, so we will let you know exactly when the switch happens. Lisa will be training G in the next few weeks on the administrative aspects of personal training. Any questions on that? You're good? Everybody's good on that transition? Okay.
I do have a question. So, like with these positions, is it all internal postings, or do you just invite people to apply, or how does that all happen? Because people are always moving around.
People are moving around. A lot of it happens when we do performance evaluations, and people let us know what their goals are moving forward. So, the people who have come on board in these positions have indicated to us they're interested in moving into management roles, and that came up in the performance evaluations, that they were interested in doing that. So we do look first within people who have, said that they would like to go into management or elevate the management roles that they are in. And then if we don't have anybody, then we would open up internally first and then move out from there. Yeah. Good question. Good question. Yeah. So G will be working closely with me in the personal training. Sarah will be taking on more of the logistics in the instructors as far as payroll. So for those of you who wear more than one hat, she will do your payroll, will be going to Sarah in the future. So she'll be working sort of the back end of the paperwork of instructors. Group fitness. Group fitness though will still stay as far as scheduling with the people who are doing the scheduling in all the sites that they're currently doing it in. So that scheduling won't change. Elaine will be overseeing more of the off-sites that Lisa was involved in before as we transition in those areas.
Reg programs go through G, or they go through, like?
Reg programs will go through the site that you are doing them at. So for you, it will go through here.
And that would be?
That would be reg programs through me and Ricky.
Okay. I figured they were site-specific.
Yeah. More and more is going to go site-specific. So the managers at the sites are taking on a little bit more responsibility too at their sites for specific things like that. So, you know, they're kind of increasing what they're doing in their sites as well. So good question. Yeah. Okay. That was all I wanted to say there. Okay, then the next thing that's happening is, and this was already in the works, it's been in the works for a while. Lisa and I have been working on this probably since December, I would say, is to increase the personal training rates, which then also will be an increase to what you get paid out, right? So that we can do here at the Academy quickly, which is going to happen May 1st. So we've been working out the numbers, and it was really to make sure that we're elevating the amount that people are paying, but also to make sure that everybody here in the room is also being recognized and being paid more. So with this change of the rates, it's going to start here at the Academy May 1st. There's an 8 to 10% increase depending on the packages and depending on if it's member or non-member. We're not able to, at this point, to change the rates at the offsites. That is our next goal, but it has to go through the management companies first to get approval for us to be able to change those rates. So anybody who's training here, your invoice, when you start May 1st, we'll start to make those changes. And we'll write out something for you, we as far as probably Lisa G and I, will send out clarity on how to invoice as we transition from old rates to new rates for personal training. The only ones that are still left up in question and have not been changed, I'm going to say we're just parking them right now. They're available but not promoted, is the Body Makeover Challenge and nutrition. So those two rates have to still be tweaked as far as increasing the rates. So that Body Makeover Challenge, this is why I put an email out to people about, is anybody doing it? Is anybody doing nutrition? I need to know how many clients are out there doing these programs. So Body Makeover Challenge, the change that will happen quickly, probably before the pricing, is that we're changing the name. When we started the program, body image was not as big of an issue as it is today, which I'll talk about with fitness trends when we start to talk about fitness trends. So rather than Body Makeover Challenge, we're going to change it to transition program. So if people want to transition, whether it is they want to be healthier, they want to feel better, they want to have less stress reduction, whatever their goals are, we're taking out body, right? So it's not about the body, it's transition, whatever their transition is that they want to make.
Okay, so not transformation?
Sorry, transformation. Sorry, I'm saying the word wrong. Transformation. Transformation program, not transition. Transformation program, right? So taking out the body makeover. So transformation, you're like, transition, what does that mean? I'm transitioning into something else. Elevating myself somewhere. Yes. So transformation package is what it's going to be moving forward. And then we're also going to look at anybody who is doing nutrition packages. and I want you to reach out to me because I'm not clear. I'm going to be honest here. I'm not clear who is doing nutrition consultation other than Dawn. Send me an email. I want to get that group together to talk about nutrition and how we want to package that moving forward. Okay. So hopefully my goal, fingers crossed, is that by September, we can change the rates at the corporate sites, and then that will also change your pay rate at the corporate sites. So many of you are there. Yeah? Questions about that? We'll send it all to you so you can see it on paper, and it'll be clear for you. Yeah.
If we have, you know, package types that we would like to be considered, we would just let you and Jengus and Lisa know right away so that.
Yes, very good point, Jody. If there are other packages that we're currently not offering that you think would be a good idea, please send it to myself and G at this point. So just G and myself, because Lisa's just going to be wrapping up what we're currently using. Any new innovations will go to G and myself on that, and that also goes for any other packages that are focus packages, like the transformation package. That is just one that was created by a couple of our trainers, and that it just stuck. It stayed with us. So if you've got ideas of other packages that we should have as a regular offering, open to this. This is where G and I really want to start looking at what else can we do. Like what else can we do that we're not doing right now that would be innovative and unique and meet a different market perhaps. Yeah. So do send that. Thank you for asking that. Good question. Anything else on that? Okay. Brand standards. So brand standards, really, really important. It is on my goals. Has been for about a year to free up enough time for me to videotape the brand standards for the company. Some of you have gone through the brand standards training. I know, Jody, when you came on board, you did. Some of you have not. It just got missed because you got hired in a time that we didn't offer the one-to-one or the in-person training for brand standards, and it's not on video, and it just got missed. And so one of my goals is to make sure that everybody knows what the brand standards are. And what I mean by brand standards, it's everything from how you show up, right? What you wear, what you say, how you manage difficult situations. It's like everything that is a brand standard for the company. And it just has gotten missed for some people. Some people have heard it over and over again, and you don't want to hear it anymore. It's like, I've heard it so many times, Karen, so many times that she doesn't want to hear it anymore. But it's always good to be refreshed, right, on what the brand standards are. And other people, you're hearing brand standards, and you're like, what are they? Right? So what are the brand standards? So my goal is to get these on video. So I'm trying to free up enough time. So if you're hearing me go, I don't have time right now to do that, it's because I'm trying to free up enough time that I can put this on video. You can put it on our YouTube channel, so they're always there, so every new person can go through it. And it also is going to help those of you here in the room who are managers, because then when somebody's not wearing the right thing, it's like, yeah, I went through the brand standard training, right? And you checked off on it, right? So just a reminder, you do need to wear shoes when you're on the weight room floor. Stuff like that, right? It's like really down to the details and things that you guys will all be like, we should all know that. But after 45 years in this business, not everybody knows stuff, right? So it's like, okay, so we're gonna like put those together. So there are brand standards. And so the three things that I wanna highlight today in brand standards, because it's things that I've observed from either doing auditions with new trainers or things that have come up in conversations with people, managers, other trainers. Number one is attire. Is everyone clear on what you should be wearing, when you should be wearing it, and that you should be wearing something? Okay, here it is all black. Right? If you do not have a branded Academy shirt, all black. Okay? And shoes on the weight room floors. right? It's a safety thing, right? So if you're training, shoes away from floor. If you're just working out, you can wear your own clothes, whatever you want to wear for your workouts, right? For the off-sites, right, there are specific things you should be wearing. Most of them are signature, either jackets or shirts that you should be wearing for the off-sites. Unless, if there is nothing, it's black. Why black? Because black, you can't go wrong. See, white gets yellow. Right? Blue, there's many shades, but black is black. Right? So that's why because people ask me that before, like, why black? It's because you can't go wrong. We tried gray before, it's like, oh no, there's too many shades of gray. That's kind of like the philosophy of life. There's many shades of gray, right? And black and white have always been like standard, right? Black or white, but white gets yellow or gray. It's like black is just easier for all of us to remember and be consistent with. And I know when some people come on board, they're like, I don't own any black. So something black, please, on the weight floor here. Or make sure if you're going to a new site that you check in with the manager as to what you should be wearing, because you might be going to a site for the very first time to train there and you've never been there. So just check in with them before you go. Okay. Attire. Any questions on attire?
I have a question.
Yeah.
What about when you're teaching classes?
Teaching classes, you can wear whatever you want. Just, wear something appropriate.
Yes, of course.
Appropriate, say whatever you want. Appropriate attire for teaching a fitness class, but yeah, any color. Yeah.
Okay, and one more question. And the merchandise of the academy, how do we purchase it or?
Yes. Very good question. So the question, so that I repeat it for everybody at home who didn't hear it, is that how do you get Academy merchandise? We need to put in a new order for it.
Okay.
And that's kind of on my goal with G. One of the first things we need to do is we need to find out who needs what and make sure that we get an order in for the attire. Again, because it was kind of put to me and I just didn't have the time. So now I got G. And Lisa was wearing too many hats. Lisa was wearing so many hats that was kind of on her list of 100 things to do. And she was going to get to it, but so hard when you're wearing a lot of different hats. So we got a little bit more focused now with the team. So that is definitely something that needs to be on there.
Is there also member attire?
Member attire?
Yeah.
Yes, there is. People have to wear shirts, like they have no bare chests allowed in the weight room, or bare feet, or flip-flops, or Crocs, right? So that's on their member agreement. Yeah. Oh, the other thing I did break it up with attire is hats. No hats, even on bad hair days, even though we'd like to. Anybody know why?
Not professional.
Not professional?
Yeah.
It's not professional. Because what does a hat do?
Hide your face.
It hides your face, right? And your face is your biggest way to express, right? Your eyes, your smiles. When you wear a hat, people can't see your face. They can't see what your eyes are doing. They can't see if you're smiling or not smiling. It puts a shadow over your face, makes you very dark, right? And mysterious, but not what you want to be when you are training and trying to be open and available to people. So hats kind of bring you in, whether we want to be available to our clients. So the hats really do hide your face and your facial expression. Yeah.
Sorry. So I don't know about the member attire, dress code thing, whatever. But I did think it was weird personally. But there is a member who comes in like clockwork pretty much every time I'm on shift in the mornings, and he's always in socks and flip flops.
When he's on the weight room floor?
Yeah, like stretching or training.
Okay, I would tell Ricky Sue about that. So that Ricky can manage that right? Yeah, well, those are important things for us to know. When we catch people like that, we need to, and if you guys see that kind of thing on the floor, you don't need to manage it, but share it. Because we're not always on the floor at all times, right? So, and that goes for all sites. Like, you're on the floors at different times at other people. If you see something or behaviors that aren't appropriate, you need to let the managers know so that they can then unfortunately have to deal with it. Yes.
Just on the tire, I just have a question about the lessees, which I understand these are people that aren't in this meeting, right?
Yes, yeah.
And so I don't fully understand how they're different than us, but are they supposed to wear black as well?
Yes.
Okay. No, that might be needing to be communicated, because I'm not clear sometimes on who's a lessee.
Yeah.
And who's just Jennifer training her buddy.
Okay, this is a really good point, and Guy brought it up before too, which was, thank you for doing that, yes.
That's a lessee.
Anybody who leases the space. So they're leasing personal training versus, and we've always had that option, but people never really took that option.
That's here.
Yeah, here, at this space, here only. Whereas people can just pay a monthly rate and basically it's a lease. So they're not on our team officially, but they do have to abide by certain rules. One rule is they're supposed to wear black and shoes and da-da-da-da-da, right? So that's good to know that they're not, because then that's me.
Well, one of them is, like the gentleman that seems, everybody seems to know.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Are you talking about the girls?
Well, I don't even know who's a lessee and who's not. Well, there's a Ukrainian girl, I think, that seems to be training other people.
Yeah, so right now we have 3 leasees on here at this facility. 2 of them are Ukrainian, and the reason they're leasing is because they don't feel confident with English. So they're just training in Ukrainian. And then what was his name? Richard, thank you. Richard is training, and I've talked to him about wearing black.
Yeah, he always wears black.
Yeah. So yes, there's 3 here. That should be it. All right, and in the future, and Guy reminded me of this when I bring lease on, to let you all know, so that you know that there's a new person. I should probably send a picture to you as well. And at the offsites, no, only here. Right, so if you see people doing things at the offsites, looking like they're personal training, it's a no. Yeah. And also, if you see people personal training, I'll come back to that, because I had to deal with one just last year, which I haven't seen that client actually for a while, where there were 2 people training, and it was very suspicious. So, I just went and talked to them. I went to talk to them to find out what was going on there.
That's what I was gonna say, I mean, you can tell when somebody's personal training.
Yeah.
A friend.
Yeah, it's different if they're, we're training together today than somebody training a friend. It's a different kind of workout. You guys will be able to identify that, so just bring it to our attention. Yeah.
What if it's in a gray area? Because a couple of times when I was doing my covering over at Aqua Park, there was a gentleman, he scanned his car, he seemed like he was an employee itself. He had a gym bag and stuff, and the next thing I know, 5 minutes later, these two women, he was coaching them in basically kickboxing. So I don't know if getting paid for it, if they work in the same department and they were training, but he had pads, gloves, everything, and he was just instructing them. So it seemed like he was just coaching them.
Oh, but he brought in his own stuff and everything?
Yeah.
Kind of obvious. If you're gonna be sneaky about training, don't bring all your stuff.
I mean, they could have been there, they forgot it, I don't know, but I was just a bit, it felt a bit off to me though.
Yeah, in those situations though, this is actually a really good example. In those situations, seek to understand, because maybe there's been an agreement made within, the management companies that run the organizations or the clubs, and you just didn't know about it. So then seek to understand, go to the manager, find out, is this legit? Did they get approval to do it? If they didn't, then that manager can look into it.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes on the offsites, favors are given to employees to do something, right? Managers hopefully know about them. If they don't, they want to know about it, right? If that's happening, that's good. Okay, equipment in all of the organizations. You guys are on the floor more than anybody. Please do let managers know if something's broken, something's missing. Sometimes things get feet and they walk out of the buildings and they need to be replaced. So please do, you guys are our eyes on the floor if something needs to be replaced or fixed. We recently had a situation here, and thankfully Richard, at least he, realized a piece of equipment was broken, and people were using it. So it's like, you know, that's a safety issue for us. Here at this site, and you guys can tell me if this happens at the off-sites, somebody, and I'm gonna kill them when I find them, keeps taking the TRX unit right off of the attachment and not putting it on right, so the next person who gets on it falls.
Oh,
this is a safety issue. So this is why I'm like really upset about it, because it's a safety issue. Because when somebody goes who grabs a TRX and it just assumes that it's attached right, and we had it just happen again last week, didn't we, Ricky? Where it went, you know, somebody fell.
Is it on the top floor or the second
Yeah,
floor?
they're on the second floor. So rather than just taking the TRX part and leaving the hanging strap, they're taking the whole thing off. And then when they put it back up, they're not putting it up right. And somebody goes to pull on the TRX and like it's a hazard.
Yeah.
So when I find them,
Me too.
I know you're gonna seek to understand first, and then.
I'm not seeking that. They've had enough opportunities. Like I'm like, who is it? I'm gonna buy a spy cam and put it on that floor. Because it is a safety concern. Right? And I know, Karen, you try and catch it as often as possible, but
And I'm just gonna say, if you see somebody fooling around with it, there's a bit of an art to putting it up properly. You think you did it right, and I think those guys that do it think they did it right. Tell somebody.
yeah, please, if you see somebody filling in and you don't want to deal with it, that's totally fine. You don't have to deal with it. Again, just let managers know so that we know that that kind of stuff is going on. Because people play with stuff that they shouldn't be playing with, and we just don't know who it is, right? So, yeah. Yes.
About TRX, because a few years back I had a client using a TRX and it just broke and she landed. She was 6 feet tall and she got a major concussion and I had to call the ambulance. So I'm almost scared to use the TRXs, and I was like, how long do TRXs last for? She didn't have her TRX that long, and it was a traditional TRX. I actually bought it from her and fit her first. And it broke, and there was no frame, no nothing.
No nothing.
It just broke right. Like it wasn't even, there was no frame. Like I don't even remember where it broke, but it just broke. And she's 6 feet tall, doing a row.
Right, or you're leaning back.
Yeah, we had to call the ambulance. So how long do TRXs last for?
Well, that is a good point, that we should always be checking equipment before we put anybody on it. But unfortunately, if it's hanging like they are here, a client can just jump on and start pulling, and that's what happened just recently here. It wasn't in a group or a personal training session, it was just a client going on it. So it's a very good point. We need to check stuff. And if you see anything that even is suspicious on equipment, because equipment can be an injury, right? So.
Are you not able to secure these ones like because the ones that we've had at Sears and Bond have like a little Allen key screw.
Yeah,
where you
so
actually tighten
that's-
so that you can't fiddle with it.
We have one with the lock. I mean, we're not talking about that, we're talking about those straps.
Okay, yeah.
Over, and people always manage.
Well, and probably because it is Allen key closed, that they take it off the racking, the attachment, they take it right off the
That's the
attachment.
part.
That's where the
They
problem is.
take the double instead of.
They take the whole thing off. Instead of just looping it up, if it's in the way, just loop it up, get it out of the way.
But I'm pretty sure you can just put the straps into the carabiner with the Allen key, because at MRU they have to do that, because people kept leaving it on the floor and stuff like that, so that's how they changed it, and you need the Allen key to open the carabiner. It doesn't like a drop on the attachment. So you can try that.
Okay, so anyway, generally, all equipment is important that it's safe and working order. So you guys, if you can just let managers know about that kind of thing. Okay, the next thing is language. You know what, I'm gonna bring this up as we talk about the trends. I'm gonna talk about, hold me true to this, fitness trends and language. And in today's world, being really aware of our languaging, because there's a lot of sensitivity. Anybody have younger females in your household? I have 2 young adults, and they catch my husband and I constantly on things we used to say that we thought were okay and not okay anymore, right? Where they're constantly catching us and like, ooh, that's not okay to say that anymore. It's like, okay, thank you for the reminder. Because languaging is really changing and how we address certain things. We have to be super, super sensitive in the roles that we are, and especially when we're dealing with bodies, like we're dealing with people's physical bodies. Languaging becomes really, really important as we move forward. But I'm going to hold that because I want to talk about global trends and what we're seeing in the industry. Anything before I go into global trends with you? Where are we doing on time? We're okay?
2:56. Okay,
so global trends. I always like to look at three major organizations on global trends. One is ACSM, and see what ACSM has got to say about the global trends. Two is ACE, because ACE has got a little bit more of an eye on, ACSM I love because it's more of the research side of it, more of the medical side of it, more of the health side of it, as well as, you know, personal training and classes, whereas ACE goes a little bit more to personal training and classes, and then CanFit Pro because it's Canadian. So what are we seeing in Canada versus global trends? There's other organizations that also share trend reports on what's happening. And I think for all of us in the industry, it's just important to know what is happening globally. And then also what's happening, you know, locally within our own demographics. So I will send to all of you these reports. The ACSM, the ACE, and CanFit Pro trend reports for 2026, if you haven't seen them already. Who's already seen them? Not seen them? No. Okay, and there's other organizations that put them up. But I wanted to do a comparison, because a lot of things do overlap, but then there's some changes or variations between them. And to think about it from your perspective, because what you do continues to evolve, and how it is appearing globally also evolves. So ACSM I'm just going to do very quickly because you can read the details of ACSM when I send you the report. But top 10 trends for what we're seeing in fitness, and this trend has been for the last 5 years. Number one trend. Does anybody want to guess what it is? The last 5 years, it's been the top trend.
Strength training for women.
Nope.
Recovery?
No, nope.
Recovery?
Nope.
Menopause?
Nope. These are all in the top 10. You guys are all in the top 10, but not the number one.
Is it to do with this sport?
Mobility?
Nope. Number one top trend is wearable technology. For the last 5 years, it has been the number one trend, and where it then infuses for all of us is people are wearing wearable technology that's giving them health data, where they're now asking the questions about, my health data is saying this, what do you think? Yes.
So I have lots of experience with this as a runner and coach for running.
Yeah.
I have many clients that have low heart rates. So we're talking they're in their 60s or 50s,
Yeah.
and their resting heart rate is way below the threshold. So watches that they have it, they give you the threshold, so when you're running, they will base it on statistical, the 220 minus your
Right.
age. And so if you have clients, which I don't know why, there must be a trend on clients having resting heart rates low, they're always in their threshold, in their max. So you have to reset that manually to do that. So I'm so surprised I had to figure it out on my own.
Yeah. And stuff like that. And this is why it's important for, even if we're not ever going to train to technology, but being aware of what they're seeing and what they're learning and what they're interpreting in their technology is important to us, right? Because I got people, exactly, they're telling me about their heart rates, and they're talking to me about their sleep patterns, and they're talking about, right? It's like they're talking about all that stuff because they're getting it. And so understanding what they're getting from their technology, and how then can we utilize that as best we can, as you're saying, something as simple as a heart rate, simple but not simple, and they're recording and saying, I'm low constantly, and I'm hitting my max based on my watch, and I'm not even feeling effort. What does that mean, right? What does that mean? So my hope is I'm going to be going in 2 weeks from now to the Ideal World Convention, and there's 2 sessions that I'm going to hit. One of them is wearable technologies and how to use it in training, and the other one I'm not going to give away yet. Okay, so that was number 1. All right, how do we start to utilize wearable technology and at least understanding it to coach our clients based on what they're getting, the stats that they're getting on their wearable technology. Number 2, programming for older adults, right? Huge market. The boomers are aging and they want to stay healthy. They want to stay vital. Many of you have expertise already and you're seeing a lot of clients in that area. You are in the right area. Programming for older adults. But here's what I'm going to say about this. I do a 4-hour workshop at major conventions around the globe on training older adults. And there are 8 categories of older adults. Everywhere from masters to frail. Where do they fit in that continuum? And that is really important as a trainer to know. Because if you treat me as frail, I'll be really upset with my personal training session, right? Because I'm over here in the masters, or at least I think I am, right? And I want to train hard, and I want to train at high intensity, and I want to lift a lot of weight, and I want to do all of these things, but I'm an older adult. So why I bring that up is really important to see who is standing in front of you, so that you meet them at where they're at. So even though they are an older adult, meet them where they're at. Their age means very little. Right? Chronological age means very little. Where is their physiological age? Where is their skill level? Right? All of those other factors need to be considered. Because we have had, in the personal training world, some feedback where people felt like they were underestimated as far as their abilities. Therefore not pleased with the training session. So make sure that you're really looking at who is standing in front of you and gearing that training session to where they fit on that spectrum, right? Because there's a huge spectrum of aging. I can't get into that in depth, but maybe I can do that another time. Number 3, exercise and weight management. Many of you are in that category. Number 4, mobile exercise apps. Some think it's a competitor to personal training. Right? That mobile apps have now become a competitor to personal trainer, which can be true, that people are using, apps for their training programs instead of hiring a trainer. Therefore, it's really important for you as trainers to be carving out your niche and really giving one-on-one training, right? One-on-one training that they can't get from an app, right? They can't get that from an app. They can get a program from an app, but that app can't tell them what is going on specifically with their bodies and how you can help them reach whatever their goals are. Apps are general. You guys are specific. So really make sure that when you're designing programs, you are giving them that. You are giving them that feeling that they can't get this anywhere else, right? They can't get it from an app. They can get a general fitness program, but they can't get what you're giving them. That's your niche. Then number 5, balance, flow, core, let's call it what it is, Pilates. Pilates grew 400% in the last year. Equipment, specifically Reformer, 400% growth, and it's not slowing down. So if you want to kind of start tapping in, and I know Dawn has been doing training in Pilates, you've been in Pilates world for a long time, just to enhance your training. Whether you ever teach Pilates in its purest sense, you might want to start to explore what it is that your clients are seeing in Pilates and why are they being drawn to Pilates as a modality for training. Because it's the fastest growing modality in the fitness industry right now. Manufacturers can't keep up. Exercise for mental health, that's always been up in the top 10. For sure, you guys are all in that, awareness of why physical activity and movement is so important. Strength training, still of course in the top 10, right? So, you know, strength training for all categories. Data-driven technology. This goes back into this wearable technology, right? That data-driven technology. People want to see where I started and where I am now. What are the relative differences? I've got a couple of my clients who are so on this thing, or the ring, or whatever technology they're using, and they're reporting to me before I start the session saying, this is what my sleep was last night, this is what my heart rate was, and then they're telling me all of their stats. I'm like, okay, we're gonna do reformer now. Right? But I gotta make it relevant to what they're giving me their stats on. So just know, that's, data-driven technology. This is something that I think is really interesting, and this is where I go to Diane. Diana, you are on it already, is people are looking for community-based activity that is recreational, but brings them together, i.e. the running club, right? People are looking for those types of opportunities in the personal training world, and you'll read this in one of the documents I'm gonna give you. The recommendation is start to do small group training, because then you create this community. If you've ever seen Karen's Gravity group, they are a community. They're a community of 6 people who are never going to leave that community. My Friday people in Gravity, no one can ever get in there, ever. They are a group, right? That group, if one leaves, they're all leaving, right? Because they're all you create this camaraderie in a group. So if you're not doing small group training, I would highly recommend even do one format of small group training. Ricky's doing your build and burn, right, group. That group is starting to get to tight-knit group. They're like, yeah, we know what we're doing now, right? And they start to build this community. So building a community around a specific training modality is really a valuable thing to do if you're not doing it yet. And number 10, functional training, still in the top 10, right, which you guys are all doing. Okay, so one thing I want to highlight, that was ACSM, and then I'm going to send you this whole ACE document. I think it's 10 pages long. So what I love about the ACE document is they talk about the trend and then talk about how it's relevant to us in the fitness industry. So definitely read through this if you have any questions for me, but there's a couple that I want to highlight. Based on the ACE fitness trends, number 1 was not wearable technology, but something kind of similar. What do you think it might be? Peloton? Kind of, but not really. That one comes up actually. Artificial intelligence. AI. This is the second session I'm going to at the World Conference, is how to utilize AI to our advantage as trainers. Right, so not seeing it as the enemy, but rather how can we utilize AI in our training methodology, because people can go to AI and they can get a training program. Now I know it might not be right. They don't know. Right? So I'm intrigued to hear about how we can incorporate AI, maybe some of you are already doing that, into your training methodologies and utilizing technology to enhance what you do, right? So rather than seeing as it's over here and we're over here, it's like how can it enhance what we do? Is anybody here already using AI? Yeah? Kind of?
Periodically for certain things.
Periodically for certain things. Yeah, it can be a helpful tool, right? AI can be a helpful tool. So I'm going to report back to you on what I find out on AI. And the second one was data-based, was number 2, fitness tracking. Number 3 for, is this ACSM or ACE? This is ACE, recovery methodology. Many of you were talking about that. I have a question for you though. Are we educating people in recovery and are we directing them? I believe we are educating them, but are we giving them directions as to what to do, where to go, how to do it? Right? Unless you're doing it in your training sessions, I'm just asking that question. Anybody? I would say your fascial thread, no, yours would be right there. Your fascial stretch therapy is recovery.
Yeah, today I had a strategy session and I told her basically the same thing. Once we do the foundation, we're going to start with the FMT, which is the assistant on the floor. And then I invited her to the demo that Helen and I are going to propose, and she's going to sign up for that.
Yeah.
And then incorporate it into right up to the table.
Yeah. So, because for some clients, they're like, I can only afford to do personal training once a week, let's say, with you. And so that maybe that's a strength training day. And so where would I send them to then if I need them to do recovery? You had your hand up.
Sleep, stress, and nutrition.
Yeah, sleep, stress, and nutrition. But then
No,
what?
stress.
Stress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what am I talking about? Just like, make sure you're getting proper macros that you need to get in, make sure you're getting enough sleep, and, do what you can to relieve stress.
Yeah. So it's good to, that's the education piece for sure. So educate, yes.
One of my clients, and she obviously has a fair, I don't know how much money she has. A lot of clients here, you're just like, wow. But she, one thing that I found really interesting, she goes to bronze backs for a lot of recovery therapy, a lot of different ones. Which I was called bronze backs, like a tanning salon. But it sounds like they've really introduced a whole stream of recovery therapies, and she really loves it. So I was curious if anyone else has heard of this, and is this what you're talking about?
I was definitely going to ask you, like, what's bronze, whatever, but it's a tanning place that now does recovery.
It's a tanning place with several locations.
Okay, yeah, so people are going to infrared, they're looking for
the pants that will, pressurized.
The pressurized, yeah, so people are looking for it. Help your clients find things that are, what's the word I'm looking for? Legit? Valid. Like, help lead them, because people will come back to you. I have people coming back to me and say, I'm doing da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, what is that? Let me do the research and find out, is it valid? Is it not valid? But if we can help direct them to things that are valid, I think that's part of our work, our job, right? So, we have fascial stretch therapy. We have massage therapy here, right? We've got yoga classes, we've got stretch classes, we've got other things that they don't have to pay extra for, that they could then, be part of their recovery program as well. Meditation, we've got free meditation sessions going. So help direct them to some of the things that are already available.
Two of my clients just recently bought, I haven't looked into it yet, those shaking machines way back when
Yeah.
I was down. Two of my clients just bought those. Are they really big right now? You know what I'm talking
Vibration
about?
therapy, vibration therapy has made a comeback. Standing on the vibration plates, and there actually is. There actually is valid research on vibration techniques.
Bone density?
They have it at
For fascial health.
Oh, yeah, like vibrating, but not.
Yeah. So vibration techniques actually do have some,
Okay, well,
but it is not the be all and end all. Because again, people are like, I'm just going to stand on the plate every day and vibrate. It's like, that's not everything, right? So people do fall into, extremes. There's a big word for it. Okay, language. Inclusive fitness was number 4. And I'm going to stop at, there's 2 that I need to talk about. Inclusive language. The key thing is promoting body neutrality. Body neutral. The best thing has anybody read the book, The Four Agreements? There is a chapter that is be impeccable with your words. This is something that I carry forward in everything I teach. Be impeccable with your words when you're coaching. If you say something, is it really what you want? Is it really what you want? because people will interpret your words and do what you want. So i.e., I'm gonna just use this because it's a pet peeve of mine, and if you say it, sorry, but it's a pet peeve of mine. When people are lying on their back and you want them to lift their legs up, press your low back into the floor. That isn't really what you want. I know it's not what you want, right? Because pressing your low back into the floor is going to put compression into your lumbar spine to lift your legs. Why would you want to do that? You wouldn't want to do that. But I know why people say it, because you want them to rotate their pelvis in a way that gets the hip flexors active enough to lift your legs. So that's what I mean by be impeccable with your words. So rather than saying press your low back down, talk to what the pelvic movement needs to be in order to lift the weight of your legs, right? And in order to rotate your pelvis in that slight posterior rotation means you're going to activate your deep abdominal muscles, your pelvic floor, and your hip flexors to fire up enough to lift your leg weight. That's what you're asking for. So really start looking at your cueing about what you're saying to achieve the action that you want them to do. And there's habits that we all get into, and we'll say something, it's like, well, does that really make sense? Or do I need to rework how I'm saying it? That's one. The other one is just using words that are more neutral. And this is where I bring my daughters into play here. This is not a butt. It is not a tush. Right? This is gluteals, or it's a pelvis, or it's your hips. Hips, glutes, and pelvis is neutral. A butt, a tush, is not neutral. And it can be offensive to some people. So again, being very aware of just a little bit of a tweak in languaging as to what it is we want them to move or use or directing the focus to. Anatomical is always going to be your safest bet. But of course, people don't always understand what's your pelvic bones, right? But we can educate them, right? The bones of your hip are your pelvis. And so we start to educate them towards a more neutral terminology. And that is going to be really important as we move forward with this next generation, because they are highly sensitive to how we say things. How was this said before?
Question about that specific example. Did you say bottom?
No, because it's not a bottom.
But a lot of people consider it your bottom, sit on your bottom. Like I'm just a bit concerned because I think when you do have to use those words at times so that they know exactly what you're talking about while you educate them with the proper anatomical terms. Like I have daughters too. One of them is transgender. I'm very, very aware of neutrality, neutral language. Trust me, she's been educating me.
They educate
and I
me.
respect it. I very much respect it. When I was at Spalding, we had a lot of transgender people there in my club as well, many years ago, when it was very challenging. So like I get that, but I think that, you know, to me, bottom, even butt, I don't see how that would be offensive to anybody. Like I don't understand that. Like maybe you can help me understand how that, I can see tush being maybe a bit, you know, but I don't understand bottom and butt, how that's offensive. Like,
for some people it is.
I just know someone that's offended that, because I don't understand it.
They feel like it's slang versus professional. I think that's what it is. Not even so much offensive, it feels like it's slang instead of professional language. And this is the feedback I've gotten. I mean, I've heard things like, you know, move your girls to the top of the bench. It's like, your girls. Which are your girls? Again, it's slang. It's not an offensive word, but it's slang. It's like, move your chest to the top of the bench, right? A little more neutral. It's something just to really be aware of, because it's becoming more and more sensitivity to that. And then, you know, again, if you need to use a word like bottom, which is your hips or your sitting bones, right? Where do I want your sitting bones to go? Where do I want your hips to go? Where do I want the pelvis to go in this movement pattern? Yeah. And then try and describe what action it is that they need to do versus just the movement. Like, what's the action that I need to put into my body to do the movement they're asking me to do? Yeah. Versus just the movement, right? The movement is pressure go back to the floor, but what action do I actually need to do to accomplish getting to that movement? That makes sense?
I'm honestly having a bit of a rough time with this because most of my clients are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and I can see, are we reinforcing sensitivities for this younger generation and then imposing that on all generations? I'm just a bit challenged by it because there's so many things to worry about in this world, like there's so much going on. Like, to me that's stressful, that I would have to worry about saying bottom or butt. But there's so many other things that are a bigger concern on this planet right now. And I just...
Well, and I would agree with you, there's bigger issues in the world, but there's sensitivities. Like, I would tell you honestly, if I hired you as my personal trainer and you said put your bottom on that seat, I'd like, you do not know what you're talking about.
Well,
that would be just my immediate judgment.
Well, it's not, but you use it interchangeably with proper anatomical terms so that you're sure that they're understanding what you're saying. Like, I do use proper anatomical terms as well, but to watch that is like a level of concern that, I don't know, I'm just like I understand it, trust me with my daughter, I get how
you get it.
But can't we just judge not judge it as, discern from the person in front of us, like the matching and mirroring piece, where it's like, I discern that this person is very sensitive with language by how they're talking to me, therefore I'll be very sensitive with my language when I'm talking to them. Whereas someone else might be like, hey, and slang all over the place, and maybe they'd be more comfortable with me being a bit more easy with my words as well,
Yeah.
Super precise.
Well, that is reading the client in front of you too.
For being slangy.
Yeah. Definitely read the client in front of you, because for some people, as I say, they don't know where their pelvic bones are, or even how their pelvic bones look, or so then we have to use a different terminology. But I do think there's a sensitivity to it. That you sound professional, and if a word doesn't make sense or a description of something doesn't make sense, how do I reword it to help them accomplish, what they're doing? And I think that's where the inclusive language is, something to be aware of. Just be aware, right? Some people are going to be totally fine with it, and they're going to think it's funny, they're going to think it's cute, and they think it's endearing, and other people are going to be really offended. So you have to really kind of, I've said things before, whereas my girls go, whoa, I can't even believe you said that, and I'm like, it's just cute, and they're like, not cute, not funny, right? And I'm like, okay, erase that from my language moving forward. Okay, we gotta wrap it up, guys. So there are 6 more trends, but the next one I do want to talk about, because it didn't come up in the last trend report, which is obesity medication.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. Number 5, obesity medication.
All my clients are on it.
Yeah,
This is something that we're all going to have to get more educated on. Some of you may be very well educated on it. I am going to say I am not very well educated on it. I need to get more educated on it, but all of the weight loss medications are just getting more and more prevalent, right? More and more people, more percentages of people that we're going to be seeing are going to be on weight loss medications of some sort. Understanding how that does affect them is going to be important on our part.
And HRT, how they work with HRT.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I need to get more, I'm learning actually with my clients.
Yeah, I know, and so I think it's something that because we're gonna have more clients that are gonna be asking about it, that were like HRT, Ozempic, they're like all these things that we're like, okay, I need to know it more. We can make some assumptions, but I don't know if it's rooted in research yet.
Yeah.
Right, because I had some assumptions last year when I went to the American College of Sports Medicine conference about Ozempic and the weight loss medications, and I went into this panel on research, and I'm like, I guess I'm wrong. Right, so I need to learn more about it. Right, so if anybody has any expertise in it, I think it would be a good session for us to have as trainers, to learn more about what are the effects and how does that affect our clients and how the people that we're working with and the people that we want to market to or promote.
Yeah, because the biggest thing I see with it is nausea. When I'm working with clients that are on Ozempic.
Yeah.
Yeah, nauseous is a big one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anybody does have experience or knows somebody who's good to bring in as a speaker on that topic and, you know, on hormone therapy as well, because I think it's important for all of us to understand better, because that is going to affect their training and their results and all of that. So important. You didn't get a chance to introduce yourself, so come on up and introduce yourself to the group, to them online.
What do you want me to say? Here's my name.
Your name, what you do.
My name is Hawk. I work at the EAP club. Yeah, that's about it.
Come on, you do actually. What's
Be
your
more
niche?
specific.
Your niche in training.
I like to specify in hypertrophy mostly, but I am doing a course in strength and conditioning right now.
Didn't you just do another course?
Nutrition.
Well, you did your nutrition course. That's what it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yes. So you're at 8th Avenue and here mostly.
Yes.
Those are the two places.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're there full time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So thank you for coming today
No
and
problem.
introducing yourself to everybody. So I will send to you because there's other trends, but I think they're a repeat of the ones that were listed with ACE. Oh, there's all good ones in here. The other one is health span versus longevity. Health span's a big one. So everybody read that book? Health span? Oh, put it on your reading list. Right? I can't remember the author right now. In my brain is gone, but the book's called Health Span versus Lifespan. So health span. So the whole book is based on quality of life versus quantity.
Yeah.
Not how long you live, but how well you live those last years of your life. And super interesting read. I can't remember. I can put it on the resource list for this meeting. I read through it when I was developing the older adult workshop, but super interesting and it's kind of a shift in the way we think about people as they go through their lifespan is health span versus longevity. Yeah.
Outlive by Dr. Peter Attia is the same.
Outlive is another one. Outlive is a really good one. If you haven't read that one, it's a really good one. Outlive. Okay, that takes us to the end of this meeting. Woo! Right? Thank you for your time. I know you have to take time away from your jobs and the other things that you do, your commitments. So thank you for being here and follow up with me. So things that kind of came up today because we don't have a lot of time to talk about everything. But if you sleepwalk and you go, I just need to ask you this, or I just need to have a meeting with you about this, feel free. Right? You're welcome. Get some more snacks. Jody, I don't want you to feel stressed about language. You guys don't mind. Everybody good? Good? Bye.